Namaste, my beautiful tribe. I'm Ritu Lalit. Welcome to Psychiana, where I normally talk about Vedic astrology and healing. Recently, my video about geopolitical events, particularly the crisis between India and Pakistan, gained a lot of traction. So I decided after my monthly update for June 2025 that I wanted to do another one on the geopolitical state of the world, particularly some countries, basically because I have the birth chart for these countries. The countries are USA, Iran, India, Pakistan, China. June 2025. Now, this is a very charged month. There are certain planetary situations that are inflaming existing crisis, inflaming the fault lines. And actually, I see weather and other conditions deteriorating during this time. First of all, there is this Mars Gandanta transition. Then there is Mars that is a little too close to a constellation known as the Hydra constellation. Then there is an intense Durbhiksha yoke, which will cause shortages and crisis. And since this area, Southeast Asia, is already stressed because of the May face off between India and Pakistan, there is a potential for tensions to escalate. But there is hope too. There are powerful yogas like the Gajkesri yoga, the Bhadra yoga that can help reduce the crisis to a manageable level. So grab a seat. This video will probably take about 15 minutes where I unpack what I expect to happen in June for these nations. First of all, let's talk about what Jyotish means and how it is going to play out. See, in Vedic astrology or Jyotish, we enter into a planetary alignment interpretation with the understanding that there are cycles, challenge, and opportunity. So, June 2025 is challenging, but we will get opportunities through those challenges, and the challenges won't end up in complete disaster because there are good yogas that are going to act as protection. First, let's explore the Mars Gandanta transition. This is one of the earliest planetary configurations occurring on June 5th to June 7th, 2025. In Vedic astrology, Gandanta is a karmic knot or a karmic junction where water and fire signs collide. Here, this is Mars. It is moving from a water sign, Cancer, into a fire sign, Leo. And in Cancer, Mars is debilitated. It is unhappy. As soon as it transitions out of Cancer, a water sign, and moves closer to Leo, the shift is going to be like a spark hitting a powder keg. It's going to be dynamite. And this is going to be increased as Mars joins Ketu, the south node in Leo. And that creates a very volatile conjunction. Astronomically, the position of Mars is going to be very interesting. Astronomically, Mars will be visible near the Hydra constellation. It's the longest constellation in the sky. It looks like a serpent, Vasuki, and that is chaos. Vasuki is upheaval in mythology, but with that upheaval, the old is discarded and there is a renewal going on. For India, Taurus ascendant, moon in Cancer, Mars Ketu hits the fourth house. Fourth house is home, and for countries, it is interpreted as homeland security, also natural events. For Pakistan, which has a Leo ascendant with moon in Gemini, it is the first house, the house of self, amplifying national identity and potential conflicts. This proximity to Hydra could intensify sudden disruptions. Think floods, quakes, border tensions. In fact, floods, quakes, and border tension, thanks to this proximity of Mars to Hydra, as well as the Gandanta, I see in all the countries, from USA to China to even the Gaza Strip and all. I see a lot of water and earth related events. The Gandanta period, June 5th to 7th, is a cosmic hotspot. Mars's fiery energy near Hydra's transformative symbolism could trigger extreme weather, seismic activity, especially in the Himalayas, where both nations share volatile fault lines. Now let's talk about the Durbhiksha Yoga. Durbhiksha Yoga is the famine yoga. This is all about scarcity and crisis. In June 2025, it is formed by Mars Ketu in Leo, Saturn retrograde in Pisces starting July 13th, and a tense Mars Saturn interaction from June 30th to July 22nd, almost one whole month. This yoga, Durbhiksha yoga, is going to trigger environmental and geopolitical storms, especially after May 2025. The Pahalgam attack has already intensified tensions, and now geography is going to add more damage. Flooded rivers, damaged crops. Then we have this Durbhiksha yoga. In India, it's going to hit the fourth house, which means heavy monsoon floods, particularly in Assam, Bihar, and Mumbai. It's going to be above normal monsoon, and it can trigger earthquakes in Himalayas, especially Uttarakhand. This is also thanks to the Hydra's chaotic energy. Geopolitical tensions around the LOC could flare up, building on the fragile ceasefire, which I don't think either India or Pakistan is taking seriously. In Pakistan, this Durbhiksha Yoga is hitting the first house. Mars, Ketu, and Hydra's influence points to flood in the Indus River basin and Karachi. Uh, and the seismic risk is, I think, concentrated around Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Politically, Pakistan's Operation Bunyan al Marsus shows readiness to counter India, but Durbhiksha Yog warns at economic strain. The key dates again to watch out are June 5th to 7th for the Gandanta transition and June 30th to July 3rd. Because why this date? Because that is when Mars is going to activate the March 29th eclipse point. These periods could bring a natural disaster, renewed LOC skirmishes, and it is going to amplify the Hydra's chaotic energy. I think both these countries should exercise caution around this time. Now, there are positive yogas like Gajkesri, Bhadra, and Malvaya like influences thanks to Jupiter and Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Aries, and Sun is also going to join Gemini around June 15th. So, I think the Durbhiksha Yoga, which is all about famine, scarcity, food shortages, this will not affect us seriously. There will be resilience, there will be opportunity, there will be aid that reaches people in time. Now, let us see how this is going to play out. Gajakesri Yog, Jupiter in Gemini. For India, it is the second house. It boosts economic recovery and flood management. I think the farmers in Assam and Bihar are going to get their aid and help in time. For Pakistan, it's in 11th house. 11th house is all about social networking. So, if Pakistan is looking for alliances from foreign countries, it already is as per news, China, Iran. So, I think they will get aid to ease economic hardships. Bhadra Yog, which is Mercury in Gemini, is going to happen around mid-June. This Bhadra Yoga enhances communication. So I think it is going to be all about help reaching the flood affected areas in time, or there could be flood forecasting from in India's Mumbai, Pakistan's Sindh. It can also support diplomatic talks to de-escalate the LOC tensions. Venus in Aries. For India, this is 12th house. 12th house is always post the event. So it's post disaster recovery, rebuilding after floods. For Pakistan, this is 9th house. 9th house is mediation, creative diplomacy, easing of tensions, de escalating of tensions, involving third party mediation. After June 15th, Sun and Gemini join Jupiter and Mercury. Weather will be stabilized, resolutions will be discussed. There could be community resilience, diplomatic breakthroughs, early warning systems being enhanced. Mars near Hydra may stir chaos, but these yogas translate into transformative energy. Now for the bigger picture. In India, as I said, the monsoon is going to overwhelm Bihar, Assam, Mumbai. The monsoon is more intense than it has been in the last few years. And then there is Mars, Ketu, and Hydra. This is going to signal intense rains. And we could witness earthquakes in the Himalayas. But the Gajakesri Yoga is also in play, which can strengthen economic ties, as I think with USA. There could be ceasefire talks. Diplomatically, India may push for regional dominance. But I would like to issue a warning over here. Hydra's energy is chaos. It cannot be controlled. So escalation has its own risks. For Pakistan, the Indus Valley Basin and Karachi, both these places face flood risks. There is an earthquake scare in Balochistan. Mars is in the first house, and its proximity to Hydra could spark impulsive military moves. If Pakistan goes on the offensive, there is a danger that the offensive is not well thought of. So I'd like to issue a warning to Pakistan at this point that it is risky after the Bunyan al Marsoos operation. Poorly thought of military aggression could backfire. But there is a Bhadra Yoga playing in Pakistan's favor, which aids in flood relief and economic support, probably in the alliance that Pakistan has with China. For both these countries, I'd just like to say that the Pahalgam attack and the escalation of the missile strikes has set a very tense stage. Mars near Hydra could reignite LOC skirmishes, but we need to utilize the positive yogas to encourage both nations to seek a dialogue, perhaps through mediators like the UN, which can help in the long term. June 2025 is such a cosmic crossroad for India, Pakistan. Mars's fiery transition near the Hydra constellation, along with the Durbhiksha Yoga, will give floods, earthquakes, geopolitical tension. Yet, there are good yogas also that offer hope for better preparedness, economic resistance. Vedic astrology has its particular goal. It gives us symbolic insights, but nothing is certain. What we need to do to use the Vedic astrology in a good, proper way is to pair this in these indications, these symbolic insights with scientific forecasts. So I would like all the listeners to check the local weather, the seismic alert, and stay prepared. If you want to know about the other countries, I can give you a short overview. Iran-Israel proxy conflicts or direct confrontations can intensify, driven by the Mars Ketu volatility and Iran's emboldened stance against under Venus in Aries. USA might mediate or take sides, complicating the situation. Okay, USA India Israel axis. Strategic partnerships are likely, with USA supporting India and Israel against regional threats. Jupiter in Gemini may facilitate intelligence sharing, or maybe there might be some arms deals that happen. Iran, Pakistan, I think here in this area, economic and strategic alignment could deepen, particularly as both face internal pressures. Rahu in Aquarius will be the force driving an unconventional cooperation, possibly involving China, which can be risky for all the countries in this area. And weather, oh God, weather and flood. Saturn retrograde in Pisces and Jupiter in Gemini suggests an intensified monsoon season. The rainfall will be above average and there will be flooding. India has been seeing a lot of long-term warming, and this increases atmospheric moisture, and the monsoon is going to be very intense, and there is low snow cover in the Himalayas and the Tibetan plateau. So expect intense monsoon from June to September. Western India, including Rajasthan, Maharashtra, faces risks of prolonged heat wave followed by flooding. Like I've mentioned earlier, Bihar, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, and coastal areas, Mumbai, Chennai, are prone to flooding. Pakistan, I think there will be earthquake in Balochistan side, and there will be heavy rainfall and potential flooding in monsoon prone areas. Sindh, Punjab, Balochistan. Low soil moisture from prior droughts might worsen flood impacts, reducing the topsoil in every place that is affected by the flood, and that can lead to crop failure. Regions at risk are Indus River Basin, Karachi, and the northern mountainous areas. Flash flood, river overflow, all these things are going to cause a lot of devastation. I see earthquakes around the Gandanta transition, particularly in northern and western Pakistan. Proximity to Himalaya and Chaman faults makes Pakistan already prone to earthquakes. So the regions at risk are Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit Baltistan, Iran. I see Saturn retrograde in Pisces, bringing hidden enemies, economic sanctions, and these two areas can lead to a lot of political pressure. There will be an escalation of rhetoric against Israel and USA, and that is going to cause a backlash. Covert operations, cyber activities could intensify, but economic challenges due to sanction and global market volatility due to Durbhiksha Yoga may constrain its actions. But I see proxy conflicts with Middle East always. And earthquakes, yes, I see Iran's Zagros and Arbos fault zones are highly active. Remember the Herat earthquake? That area is prone to earthquake even now. Regions at risk are Tehran, Tabriz, Kerman. As far as Israel goes, Israel is going to face intense conflicts, particularly with Iran-backed uh, groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, around late June. Durbhiksha Yoga with Mars Ketu in Leo, fourth house for Israel's Taurus ascendant, and Saturn in Pisces, 11th house, is going to bring flash floods. It's a very rare thing to happen in Israel, but I see a tendency towards flash floods. The Gandanta transition could bring unseasonal storms, impacting agriculture or infrastructure. The regions at risk are the Dead Sea, Tel Aviv, Negev Desert, especially Dead Sea. I feel that there can be an earthquake around Dead Sea. Recently read that there is a fault line over there. So the regions at risk are Jordan Valley, Jerusalem, and USA. USA's natal chart: Cancer ascendant, Moon in Aquarius, Rahu in Aquarius, and both these fall in the 8th house. Sudden shifts, sudden changes in foreign policy, economic risks, financial volatility, hidden diplomatic losses or motives, and of course, weather problems. Saturn retrograde in Pisces and Jupiter in Gemini suggests flooding, particularly in river areas, in the coastal areas. Mars Ketu conjunction will trigger sudden storms or atmospheric rivers. Regions at risk: California, both for floods as well as for earthquakes. Southern plains in Texas, Oklahoma, southeast, Georgia, Alabama, northeast, due to atmospheric rivers. There will be seismic risks in fault-prone areas: California, Oregon, Washington. I see a potential for a 8 plus quake, increasing flood risks through subsidence. I think this is going to happen around California. California, particularly San Francisco, Los Angeles area, Pacific Northwest, Alaska. And the last country that I looked up was China. China, Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Gemini suggests heavy rainfall, flood risk. And Mars Ketu in Leo will trigger sudden storms, typhoons. Regions at risk are the Yangtze River Basin, Pearl River Delta, and coastal areas, that is Guangdong, Shanghai. These areas are already prone to floods and typhoons. So I see an increase over there. With the Durbhiksha Yoga in Mars Ketu in Leo, China has a Libra ascendant, and Saturn in Pisces falls on this in the 6th house. So yes, there will be increase in heavy monsoon, typhoon activity, and the Gandanta transition may trigger sudden storms, causing agricultural losses. This is my reading of the countries and the yogas that are going to affect the monsoons coming. I have been updating on my social media that water is life, but water is also death. This time is going to bring a lot of water related problems. So, on the personal level, I would say that do not drink untreated water. Stay careful and vigilant about water related diseases, and always store some drinking water in your house or keep a water purification unit on the ready. And yes, there is going to be a rise in rainfall, rise in water related diseases. So be vigilant. If you like my video, please like, share, press the bell icon, subscribe, and we'll meet in another video. Until next time, this is Ritu Lalit. Namaste.